Hi, we're back with Trashy Imports, and we have Miss Mila. Now, is that Mila La Machina?
I get that a lot. It is Mila La Machina.
Okay, got you, got it.
Yes. Yep.
What have you been up to?
I am Mila La Machina. I've been a feature entertainer for 10 years, which I just realized it's been 10 years. And that was a mind fuck. I'm like, how is that possible? But it is just such a cool thing to realize, like, wow, that I feel very lucky.
Mhm.
Also a burlesque entertainer, so I'm just an all around crafty, creative lady, and I do costuming. I produce shows, and yeah, I just love to be sparkly and create a spectacle.
You've been getting into a lot of burlesque over the last few years. You
Yes,
seem to shine really hard there.
getting into the burlesque side of show business was really cool because coming from strip club environments, which is where I started entertaining, um, there it's you know it is its own style of entertainment, but it often kind of defaults to just being a flesh market. And, there's feature entertainers like us that put on really good shows, but that's not, you don't see a ton of us these days. Going into burlesque, it's so many different types of people that are performing and so many different styles of performance. And so being able to see their approach to, stripping is really
Mhm.
interesting because they don't have those same like capitalist constraints on it. Like, I'm doing this, I'm building these shows because I know they'll sell in this market and I know these
Mhm.
audiences will like them. Burlesque is generally far more motivated from like passion and people do take it seriously, but it's just a totally different animal.
I've noticed that too. The more I watch your feed and I follow some other burlesque dancers that have come into the feature scene
Oh yeah.
and done amazing. It's just I was never around it until recently, and it's really fascinating because you can't when you have like an apparatus, it's really easy to just focus on what you're doing.
Yeah, burlesque was me learning how to perform without a pole, without a lyra, and often without crowd interaction. And so it's funny, people will be like, it doesn't performing full nude like in a club make you nervous? And I'm like, no, I'll put my butthole in people's faces all day, no problem. But if I'm on like a stage and all eyes are on me, it's very different with a captive audience as
Mhm.
opposed to, in strip clubs, there's so much going on all at one time. But yeah, everyone looking at you, no pull, it led to so much growth.
Was that scary at first?
Yes, but the good kind of
Mhm.
scary, Yeah.
As someone who has a lot of stage fright and anxiety, that
Do you?
sometimes I've been working on it a lot. It's mostly from stuff that happened off stage that I just suddenly was developing a lot of anxiety. But how did you get past that? That like all eyes on me kind of, and I don't
So,
have anything to swing around.
yeah, that feeling actually is the motivation. Like, I have always been really motivated by pushing past my own anxieties. And that feeling becomes like addictive, And then you realize, like, oh, if I can do this, then I can do so much more. And, pushing those boundaries and realizing like you're actually unstoppable, like, oh, I get off on it.
I love that for you.
Yeah. So not just in entertaining, but in pushing past that anxiety, that's like a huge motivating factor in like all of my life. Yeah. Because I have that anxiety too.
It's kind of like, and I kind of compared it to skydiving, where it's fucking terrifying, and then you do it, and then you want to do it again, and
Because you get that
sometimes
rush, right?
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes, especially if you're not doing it as routinely anymore, and suddenly you find yourself overthinking it, and it took me a while when I went down to Mons with Bambi. I it took me a while. I think it was the second night where without having any of the expectations of a regular feature show, like they were just happy to have me there
I
and
love
being
that.
able to just do what I wanted.
Yeah.
And it was probably the best show I'd ever done. And I think that, like we as features get stuck in.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
We get
Especially,
limited.
yeah, especially when you talk about the expectations as a
Mhm.
feature. Um, in my career, I've run into some less than ideal situations because I'm getting booked by clubs that have like a really particular idea of what a feature entertainer should be. And then they're like not doing their research to understand who they're actually hiring and bringing in. And so I get there, and then it's like, uh, maybe this could have been a different fit. I don't know. We're all so very different. So getting
Mhm.
into those environments where they're like, we trust your creative control, we trust you as an entertainer. And so if you can just like deliver from that and let people appreciate it for what it is and what you're doing instead of like having these expectations of like what a feature should be.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That that's so spot on. I remember for a while I was just going so hard because I always had these expectations of doing all these crazy pull tricks, and I wasn't taking care of my body.
Yeah.
I wasn't training both sides when I was
Yeah.
competing. Like, what are you talking about? And then here I am, just having to slow it down and kind of relearn my own body because I just let all those expectations kind of wear on me. So it was really nice when I saw you kind of pivot away and start doing your own thing to where you just
It
kind of
allowed me to
love.
flourish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there weren't so many constraints, and I was being surrounded by creatives who also didn't have those constraints. And, it just led to being able to like fully realize what I want to do as an entertainer. And
Hmm.
I still have my shows that I make specifically for clubs. They're
Hmm.
they're for that audience. They're the more formulaic type feature shows, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I love those shows, and they're big crowd pleasers. But it's very different from like what I might bring to like a burlesque event or something else.
And what is your favorite yearly event that you go to?
That's such a hard question. I love Dirty Show in Detroit
Hmm.
so much. I do a lot of work in the Detroit like arts and performing arts community. And so Dirty Show, it's 2 weekends every February, and they have a huge stage show, like over 10,000 people attend. They have it at the Russell in Detroit, which is this massive venue, and it's filled with erotic art and performers and so much like interactive stuff.
Uh-huh.
There's a part called the Daddy Hole, which
Ooh.
which that's all I'm saying.
Miss
But
Parker does that one, right?
yes, she
Okay, okay, I've heard of it.
performs on pole every year there, and it's just so amazing. Yeah, and like her being there, it feels like everybody from the Detroit world that I know, I'm gonna see there that weekend.
Hmm.
So it's just, it's so fun.
And what weekend is that?
It's usually in February.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
we've got
this
another
year, yeah,
while to
this year
go.
was amazing, and hopefully I'll be there next year. I've always got new stuff I'm working on. So
And what are you doing on the regular? Like, are you performing? You're performing pretty regularly.
Yeah, it's always hard to answer that because, it changes. It ebbs and then it
Mhm.
flows. Um, I'm always working on something, but my schedule thankfully has been pretty consistent.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you do anything online?
I live online. Don't we all?
I live in this fucking box right here. What are we doing? There's really nothing outside of this.
Yeah, so I have Club Mila, which is you
Okay.
literally just type in clubmila.com and it takes you to my OnlyFans. It's not like a
Oh, cool.
separate
Okay.
website or anything. It's just a URL.
Uh-huh.
So
Club
that,
Mila.
say in 5 years when if OnlyFans isn't a thing anymore, everywhere I've posted Club Mila, I can change where that redirects to, you
That's
know?
brilliant.
So, and it makes it easier to share like on socials
Hmm.
because they'll flag the OnlyFans URL, but like typing in mine, it's just clubmila.com.
That's so smart.
Yeah, I highly recommend that to
That's
to
really smart.
everyone. Yeah. Also really recommend trying to get some version of like your own website up because I
Hmm.
keep seeing people deplatformed and it's like I'm sick of artists feeling like they have to rely on these third party platforms and they have to like fit themselves in that box. In the
They're in the box.
box!
Fucking,
and
it's lonely in here.
and
All right.
so I've been like building my own website more and putting out like blog posts and
Okay.
media that isn't safe for socials and
And is that also something you can link through
so
Club
that
Mila?
is it's like its own independent thing and that's just milalamachina.com.
Okay. And I'll link that to this.
Yeah,
It'll be in a link.
please. I've got some fun blog posts up there. Just posted one about the Carol Doda, Doda Ask Burlesque that I produced last year as part of that film when it was premiering.
Hmm.
They reached out to several of the premiere cities. They wanted to do like live burlesque entertainers before the show. And so it was
Oh,
really
that's so
cool to
fun.
watch on socials, like all the different cities. We all had the same audio and the same like video backdrop to perform to. And it was so cool to see like everybody's interpretations of that in the very like 1960s Carol Doda style. And so, yeah, I was lucky enough to do the Michigan version of that.
I'm gonna check that
Yeah,
out.
I
That's
just
really
posted
awesome.
that. I like to shoot film photography in
Mhm.
clubs. I'm not very good, but I like to. So I have some of those photos on there. Just a bunch of fun stuff.
I love that. So you've got all of your art is gonna be on the Mila La Machina. La
Yeah,
Machina?
yeah,
Like Machina?
yeah.
Okay. I'm always gonna say it funny because in my head it'll come out like in Italian and it'll be weird. And that's .com, right?
Yes.
All right. Do you have
Yeah.
anything else you want to talk about?
I really want to talk about Kink Cabaret.
Oh, let's do it.
So, Kink Cabaret is a new show that I've been putting together. I think we've ran four so far. So, we did one at the Flight Club in Inkster. We did one at Detroit's Goth Fest called Skull. And that was fucking fun.
I live
Yeah,
in the
talk
wrong
about.
city.
Please
I'm just
come
like,
to Detroit. Yes, please. But talk about like not having restraints, the most fun about King Cabaret is that it's like I do my own solo numbers, but I have a performance partner and we have such great chemistry, so it really brings out like just a lot more like passion and power,
hmm.
someone to play your energy off of. But the most fun about it is being able to tweak our acts for a variety of different spaces. So we have like the strip club version where, we did in a Detroit club and it killed. And, then we go do Goth Fest and we catered it, more to that environment and just went crazy with it and it killed. And then my performance partner, Psyche Delick, and I just got booked for a pretty big fetish soiree in Chicago next August. Not next August, but in August. Yeah.
Sounds really exciting.
Yeah. So we're just getting freaky, bringing the really uninhibited side to what burlesque style format entertainment is.
That sounds really hot.
Yeah.
How can people book that?
Go to kinkcabaret.com.
It's going to be another link.
Cabarets with a K.
Yeah. Okay. I've seen ads for it, right? You promoted it,
yeah,
correct?
We've been promoting. Okay. It's been a slow start just because I feel like you need so much media to promote properly. Mm-hmm. So that's, I think, our focus right now is we've got great acts, great shows, but we really want to be able to like capture that to show people like this is what we're doing. So there'll be a little trickling out as we go.
That sounds pretty hot. Yeah, I look forward to seeing the clips from that.
I am so excited. Just again, the creative freedom. I think that's what's motivating me a lot these days is creative freedom. Being able to, you have to have a lot of trust in yourself, which isn't always easy. Something I did recently that really inspired me was I guest judged one of Rachel Revolver's House of Sin competitions.
How was that?
Oh my God, it was incredible. I was so blown away. And well put together events like that just remind me, I'm like, the best burlesque truly is like in the strip clubs. It's the feature entertainers.
I love that there's a lot of girls have been branching off and doing their own version of showcases and competitions.
Yes.
And I fucking love that because we have been traumatized by all of these competitions and all of the money and all of the just everything that's been done to a lot of the girls just to get into featuring.
Yeah, it can be hard to tell what's like a good opportunity or, I think a good opportunity is defined by like what you get out of it personally. Like it might not be what they're advertising the opportunity is, but like if you see, you're like, oh, this fits with this goal and I can use it in this way, you really have to be strategic about the events you choose and, how you want to put yourself out there.
Yeah, and a lot of us had to suffer initially, but a lot of the girls are kind of speaking up. They spoke up, things changed, and girls were able to kind of branch off and do their own thing. And that always makes me really happy to see. Because you're still doing what you love, but you're doing it even better because you don't have to fall into this. Yeah, and just like being dependent on social media platforms to be able to showcase your art is not, you should obviously utilize them, but to rely on them. It's the same thing with like agents, competitions, things like that. Like don't rely on those already like formulaic like systems that already exist. Like you don't have to buy into that. You can, but like you can do your own thing and still be just as successful. That's super important. Yeah. You're lagging a little bit. So oh no! Oh, you're fine. It's fine. Okay. I think I have a delay in the video, but not in the audio. Okay. But yeah, the reason the House of Sin event was so inspiring is because none of those girls were like, and how I viewed it, none of them were performing with those
like restrictions on themselves. They were like, they had been given full permission to get weird, to get freaky, to get dark. And that's what made me really happy, is like seeing Rachel provide an opportunity for girls to express their creative freedom without worrying about like, is this club going to like, you know, think
Oh,
it's too
yeah.
much?
Is some middle-aged white man gonna say no one's gonna like that?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's really, I think, just about finding spaces where you can do your own thing, finding spaces where
Yeah.
you're valued, and creating those spaces for others if you have the, if you have the resources.
And it's really important for those new girls or girls who are just kind of getting their feet wet with competing, that do those competitions, to see
Yeah.
you and how you've done competitions and you've
Yeah.
still done your thing on the side, which ended up blowing up.
It's going well. I've got some exciting projects that I'm working on right now, that I'll be like posting about soon. So until
I think you're a
then,
really good example. Yeah, well, shut the fuck up about it. But Kink Cabaret,
we getting kinky in the cabaret.
that sounds really hot. And do you
Yeah.
have anything coming up in the next month or so? Or
Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at even knowing what day it is. I'm like,
it's the 9th.
it's the 9th. Is it horrible that I have to look at my calendar to be able to answer that?
No.
Okay.
Girl. Girl. You have no idea.
Thank you for understanding. What is my life?
I have to have reminders a week ahead of everything too.
Right. It looks just like a lot of private events. However, I know in July 11th and 12th, I'll be at Atlantis in Chicago. I'm featuring there, and I'm really excited for that. They have a big, beautiful stage, so I can bring in the champagne glass. Gonna get wet and wild.
That's gonna be beautiful. All right, so you're there in July. You said what, July 9th?
11th and
The
12th, I
11th.
believe.
Sorry. Oh, see, it goes into my brain and just pops out of the box right away. I'm just really slow today. I really appreciate you coming on here. And if there's nothing else you want to add, we can.
I feel like there was, but again, I'm just like, I don't get to talk shop too often, so this is really fun.
Whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. And you're always welcome to come back too.
Okay. Well, I think for now, I'm really excited about Kink Cabaret. We'll be in burlesque venues, we'll be in strip club venues. It's really I want the burlesque world to view it as an opportunity to get nasty with it. Because even though, like, yeah, burlesque, there is like nudity, or, skin showing, it's often not too raunchy. It's a lot more understated, and they let the presence speak for itself.
Mm-hmm. It's very PG-13.
Yeah, and so I want more of that raunch. And it's what really gets a crowd going, is to see somebody indulge in something like that. So yeah, we're going to be bringing in both like women from the club industry who already deliver like that, and then also bringing in like burlesque performers who get to bring that side out too.
I'm really excited for you.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll be in your area sometime.
Oh, I'm moving to Detroit at this point.
I can't wait.
We don't even have a club here. All right,
Are you in Illinois?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm in Peoria.
Peoria, okay.
I'm really excited. I always say I'm on the other side of the river because I can get an alert for shots fired, and it'll be within a certain radius, but it's like so far removed from where I live. It's really weird. Like, we're on the backyard is the river, so we're kind of.
Sorry, my cat.
Baby. Oh, Mine was over there. Hi, babe. Oh.
He's like, damn it, woman. Yeah,
Mine was like falling at the door.
I live in actually a really small town in Michigan. I'm about an hour and a half from Detroit. I'm like 3 hours from Chicago,
Okay.
an hour south of Lansing about. So it's pretty isolating, but I'm so thankful that I have like access to really cool places, and so I stay on the move.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that today. Like, thankfully, I travel so much because I just don't really know people.
Yeah,
So
I don't
all of my friends are in my box.
I don't really have like a home club anymore just
Mhm.
because of where I am. And, you know, after you've been in the game a while and you realize like how much of an asset you are, like
That you could be paid.
I'm a little bit of a diva. Not like in an ego way, but in
Mhm.
a like, no, I will not pay house rent way.
No, I understand that. Especially, I mean, yeah, no, they'd be lucky to have you. They should be paying you to
Yeah.
be there.
Like I want to I only want to be in places where I'm going to be like truly valued for what I have to offer. And
Of
I'm
course.
really thankful I worked with several clubs here in Michigan that do see that in me. So,
I'm glad
but
you
no
see
like
that in
home
you.
club.
I'm just happy you see that in you.
Yeah,
You know how that can go.
I do.
I'll wrap it up here, but thank you so much. And
Thank
I
you for letting
will.
me just talk and chat.
You're fine, girl. Next time we'll just smoke a bowl and just.
I think a smoke sesh should definitely happen.
We'll get Bambi in here too, so she just judge the shit out of us.
Yeah, I hope her goats are okay. I would have loved to have seen her as well. It's been a while for both of you.
I miss you, and I'm really happy I got to see your face. And she does send you her love.
Yours too, darling. We'll have to do this
Mwah.
again soon. Next time I got something, I'm
Definitely.
cooking something up.
Yes. And it doesn't have to be, it could even be 10 minutes.
Okay, okay. I love that.
Whatever you like.
I
Talk
love
to you
that.
soon.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.